Howdy, my name is Silona Bonewald and I'm the Executive Director of IEEE SA Open. We are open and free to everyone. IEEE SA Open is both a community and it's a platform. What do I mean by community and platform? It's a community created by people like you, people who are interested in all things open. This includes open source software, open hardware, and open data. We are also working on open processes and documentation. IEEE is an organization run by its volunteers. It's in our DNA. When we say platform, what do we mean? At first, it means the underlying software, but this requires a deeper look. Since we are open source, we can add and expand our platform as we need. We're referring to the processes that the community itself creates as part of the platform. We can begin to measure and automate and even standardize all those processes. After all, we are IEEE SA Open, and that SA stands for standards. Our platform doesn't exist in a vacuum. It will be continuously upgraded by the community. How does this all work? First off, we're using 100% open source software. And we give back to other open source tools that we use and modify, like GitLab CE and Mattermost. We're openly evaluating other tools and periodically adding those tools and features to the platform for the entire community to benefit. So why did IEEE SA decide to become involved in open source? We wanted to introduce open source code, open hardware, and open data to our standards. To do this, we had to guarantee that information would be available for the next 10 to 20 years. So with this long-term vision of sustainable development, we took a hard look at what is and isn't working in current open source development. We found that the majority of projects do not survive the first 6 months. We saw some frequent problems that we knew we could help counter immediately and help with, such as IPR, antitrust, licensing, and good governance processes. So we're implementing those first. Another issue we saw was lack of diversity and inclusion. So we're focused on creating role diversity within the community. It takes a village, and businesses don't pay for these additional roles for fun. Open source needs to be more inclusive and gather a bigger pool of people and expertise. For example, current open source platforms rely on convenient data. They make it easy to count lines of code, commits, pull requests, and this creates a real focus on the developers. But this is a poor reporting metric, especially for middle managers. Most open source people have a hard time reporting back to their middle managers. Imagine instead if the manager was on your side and you were both getting credit for the work that you were doing together. They would be so much more supportive. We are adding product management reporting tools to the platform to help with those processes, and we're recruiting them to join the community. We also found that measuring convenient data only focuses on developers. After all, their work is all centralized. But we needed to have a place for sustainable open source. We needed to expand. We needed more role diversity and the tools to support it. To facilitate this role diversity, we've created 3 advisory groups. The first is the Community Advisory Group. Its main purpose is to create community processes and best practices. They bring a spirit of mentorship to the entire community. The second is the Marketing Advisory Group. They help with marketing, but it's not just limited to marketing. We also include evangelists, PR people, speakers, social media advocates, event organizers, designers, and artists. And lastly, but obviously not least, is the Technical Advisory Group. They not only help to advance the underlying platform, but they also work with best practices for creating technical steering committees for the incoming projects. It's important to note that this group isn't just about the maintainers. We are including architects, product managers, and we're already working with the designers from the marketing group. These community groups have been creating new subgroups. I don't have enough time to go through all the different work that they're doing, but I'd like to highlight some of the work that's happening. One of the first ones is probably most impactful on the platform is the fact that the Technical Advisory Group is working on tools and feature approval processes. Basically, what we're doing is we're defining the processes on how the community expands this platform. So we've already included several tools that the community has asked for, and we're doing several more proof of concepts right now. Things like Plant UML that we incorporated in to help support one of the open hardware standards. We're also doing things like GitLab pages and CI/CD to help support the community needs. We're even doing a proof of concept on Nextcloud, Grimoire Labs, and Matomo to help support both the Marketing Advisory Group and the education subgroup's needs. We'll also have a security subgroup. We don't want to be another SourceForge or SolarWinds in regards to the security compromises, so they're actually going through and defining a lot of best practices and policies for the platform as well. We want you to come join us. We are looking for subject matter experts, we want more projects, we need more help with the advisory groups, and we need role diversity. Remember all those advisory groups? They're creating best practices, reviews, ideas, and governance. We need a lot of leaders and doers to help us create a sustainable spirit of mentorship. Remember when we were talking about those tools to create on those reporting? We're creating those right now. It would be great if you came and joined us. There's much partial documentation already on the IEEE SA Open platform. This is on purpose. We wanted to create an architecture, but we didn't want to limit you in regards to what you could contribute. But we find a completely blank canvas to be a bit intimidating. Please find a topic, a group, and take ownership of it. I want to review some of the benefits of joining the IEEE SA Open community. One, it's inclusive. Everyone's invited, and through the advisory groups and their subgroups, most people can find a place to contribute. If not, find a few more people and create your own subgroup. Two, it's also diverse. By having these diverse roles, we believe that we can tap into a larger community than conventional open source. Also, IEEE is a global organization with over 420,000 members in over 160 countries. We are prioritizing creating a platform that is available all over the world. Three, it's measurable and ever evolving. By incorporating these diverse roles and representing them, we're creating some new metrics here. And as a community member, you can directly impact those numbers. Fourthly, safety. IEEE prioritizes safety. We work with IEEE legal and other groups to ensure antitrust processes. We also implement security scans and licensing scans for codes that we're incorporating into standards. We're also flexible. We choose to be 100% open source so that we as a community can update those features and processes when we need to. We also focus on quality. We want all of our projects to graduate to becoming production-ready products. It's very necessary for our support of standards, but we want all humanitarian projects on our platform to have this level of support. And lastly, sustainability. IEEE is here for the distance. We are here to support standards and their longevity needs. Thank you for your time. I hope that you saw something in this video you are passionate about and would like to contribute. Please go to saopen.ieee.org and click on Getting Started. We are evolving fast. So much work has been done in the past year. Do you see something that we're missing? Is it near and dear to your heart? Please join us or help create it. Remember, because of our dedication to role diversity, everyone brings something important to our community. There is no contribution too small. Find an advisory group like community, marketing, or technical. Check out their subgroups. See if there's a role that you can fulfill or a document you can help create. Thank you.